Maybe every generation has said this, but Gen Z has been thrown into a world where they are completely cast out of society. I mean, when you think about it, I was born in 2002, okay? I grew up whenever the housing crisis happened in 2008, and then after that, during the 2016 presidential election, it completely changed everything. Trump was clip farming the entire election. I think this is an underrated point. We grew up in a time like no other where social media was so new and popping. And 2016 is really whenever it was almost at its climax of innovation, right before TikTok happened. Everybody was on social media, and this is when Trump versus Hillary was happening in 2016. This election right here completely changed how politics will be done for the foreseeable future, because Trump was clip farming. He called Ted Cruz's wife an ugly dog. The comment that he made to Hillary Clinton saying, because you would be in jail. Politics are no longer taken very seriously. It's a comedy show now. It's to see who can be liked by the people more, not on a matter of what they will do for them, but on who has the better personality. It's always been a show, but 2016, through the advent of social media, it completely changed. And then right after 2016, 2018, we have TikTok, which changed the world completely fried most people's brains. And then after a few years of having TikTok, now we have the COVID situation, where everybody's inside on their phones all the time. You got the phone or the computer, and that's it. You can't go outside and do anything. All of these things compounded in 2020 to leave Gen Z, which, by the way, has never experienced a world besides these things. I didn't know what the housing crisis was in 2008, but I was living through it. I did know what was happening in 2016, but I was still like fucking a teenager, a young teenager. And then 2020, whenever I'm finally becoming an adult, I get shut into my house for an entire year, and I just have my computer and my phone. COVID didn't just have social repercussions for all of my peers, it had economic disasters for my peers. Since 2020, everything's fucking doubled. Some shit, dude, a McChicken used to be $1, those shits are like $2.79 now. And that's not like a really big deal, a McChicken, but it's not just that, it's fucking everything, dude. You can't get a house anymore in my area for $200,000 that doesn't exist. That's how it was back then. I remember seeing house signs all the time outside of those neighborhoods, starting in the low 200,000s, starting at the high 200,000s. Now I see starting at the low 500,000s. That's not a fucking thing. Low 500,000. $500,000 for a fucking house, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. The post-2020 economy, after all of these other things that have compounded onto each other, the social repercussions from social media, the absolute alienation of men in society, and then the economic fucking atomic bomb that was COVID, completely left Gen Z where they missed the mark on the gun. Problems keep on getting worse, but nothing's happening about it. They keep on compounding onto one another over and over again, year after year, and there's no actual focus on these core issues that are not just plaguing Gen Z, but everybody. You're told to work harder for less ripe fruits. If your family that you grew up in didn't have a strong foothold already in life, didn't have a nice house that they could one day pass on to you, it is extremely hard for you to start anything. I'm envious of my dad telling me stories about how he graduated high school, went and got a job, and was able to pay rent and have a fucking house. You can work full time now and you will not be able to afford to live at all. I don't want things just given to me. I don't expect shit to just be given to me, but I do expect for my effort that I put into life to have some type of reward at the end of it. And right now, how it seems is that there is no reward at the end of this finish line. That it's not even really a race that we're running. It's more like you're just standing in a treadmill in a gym that you pay for. Also, every single woman now has to work. There's no more family wage. Family wage doesn't exist anymore because all women have to work. Women are put through school and then put through college to go get degrees because a man cannot support a family on itself. And because women have to do this, the problem will continue to be worse. Stay-at-home moms don't really exist anymore. I used to work at a daycare where I would take care of these little ass kids. Dude, it was their moms bringing them in here because they have work to go to. The moms, even if their husband has a nice high-paying job, $80,000, $90,000 a year, you cannot afford to have your mom not working too. And whenever this happens, where women have a lot more value because they can have the kids, they're better at the HR and interpersonal type of jobs that require more emotional intelligence. This leaves men as driftwood. Men can go get blue collar jobs and they can go get jobs that they work with their hands, but still they will not have as much value in society based purely off of the fact that they cannot have kids and a woman can do most of the jobs that a man can do. So you have all of these Gen Z men growing up in a time where men are ostracized, men are told to be the problem. They are going into a workforce where they're not needed. They have Hajib that can take any of their tech jobs, and then they have Bethany that can take any of the office jobs that they have. They're being told that they're the problem and they have to work harder and that they need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. I hate that fucking phrase, but it is just true. I mean, you see Fox News saying it all the time about how these young men don't want to work anymore. These young men don't want to do anything. They just want to sit at home. I do think that there are some people like that, but to say it as a whole is completely... All the guys that I know are working, are in school, but they don't see any reward at the end of it. And what I mean by reward isn't some like marvelous thing. I just mean being able to have a house and a family. They don't see that being able to happen with what is given to them. Even the people that have graduated college that I know, they cannot find any fucking jobs. All of these entry-level jobs are asking for like 1 to 3 years of experience, huh? You expect me to have a time machine? And this problem isn't as exacerbated as some people make it out to be, but still, having H-1B visas be in place in America is horrible for the fucking immigrants that are coming over here being worked like slaves for $30,000 a year, but also is horrible for the Americans that actually live here that aren't just coming here for a business venture. They can't get these jobs that these people are taking. If any of you have filled out an application for a job now, it is actually purgatory. It takes 30 minutes to fucking go onto the website and create an account and just put in your resume and fill out the information, and then afterward you have to take a questionnaire, and then afterward you have to take a skills test, and then after that you have to wait a few hours until they send you the video interview, and then after you do the video interview you go into your first Slack interview, and then after that you go into an in-person interview and you see 10 other people in the fucking office that have done this same shit. By the grace of God, you get a second interview where you go there a second time, and then they tell you after that, a month later after you put in your application, that you weren't accepted. I don't know how many fucking applications I put in just this month to no avail. I don't know how many applications I put in where I've gotten to the second or third step and I still haven't gotten anything back. You know, I'm trying to get into the tech field. I just did a program through a college where I got my CompTIA A+ certification. I'm trying to get into an entry-level IT job, which there were plenty around me. And these people just apparently don't need the fucking help that bad, because I haven't gotten a single answer from any of them. And you can hear what I'm saying. I just think that it's fucking complaining from a young man, because it is. This is an insane system that we are letting happen right in front of our fucking eyes. I am complaining and I don't feel bad about it either. I'm still going to keep on trying, because what else can you do? This is not what I was promised in school. Whenever you have young men seeing how it works out, seeing the plan in front of them, and it happens like this, they start going towards alternative methods to have any type of agency in their own lives. I think this is why back in 2022 and 2023, the self-improvement, Andrew Tate type of manosphere was very popular online. It's because these young men see the path in front of them, they see the fruits that they can eat, and they go, that shit's fucking old and expired. That's not going to keep me alive. They see what's out there in front of them and they know this is not going to work. Why would I put in all of this effort on this when I know it's not going to be enough? Every single year, stuff gets more expensive. I share a house with 3 people. The rent is $2,100 in 2025. Back in 2019, this place was $1,200 fucking bucks. And this is only in 6 years. 6 years from now, is it going to go to $4,000? I would just be homeless. I would not be able to afford that. I don't think there's many people that would be able to afford this type of life. And I don't live in some extravagant house. I live in a normal house. You can say what you want. You can say that I'm just not working hard enough, or I'm not trying hard enough to make something of myself. But also, I would make a point that I want to achieve a lot. I want to be very well off. I want to be very successful. But we have to have people that are serfs. We have to have people that can exist amongst the lowest rung of society, and they can still exist. They can have a house, they can have a wife, they can have kids, and they can still not be super high achievers. The median IQ is like what? The median IQ is 100. Do you think all the people below the median are going to be able to have these super high achieving jobs and be able to make 6 figures a year to be able to afford to live in 5 to 10 years? No. Those people are going to be cast out of society. There's some people that just genetically cannot achieve higher heights than pure average. And that's okay. I'm not one of those people. I won't be one of those people. That's not what I'm shooting for either. I want to achieve great things. But there is a very high amount of people that will only ever achieve average, even when they put in their fucking best effort, just purely based off of genetics. These people have to be able to exist as well. These people have to be able to exist alongside us. Ignoring the problem and just saying to work harder, bro, is such an ignorant and dismissive viewpoint of the world. Even back in feudal times, these people that were peasants, that were literal serfs, were still able to have a house and a wife and to have kids. They were given property. They were able to eat bread, and they were able to go to the circus. I know that's kind of a played out use of words, but it's true. And we need those people in society for it to be able to move along. You know, who's going to, if the garbage man cannot pay his rent, then who's going to take out the garbage? I think that what will happen in the next 5 to 10 years will be that AI replaces a lot of the very low skill service jobs that we have in America right now. Like what I was saying, the trash people, the Uber drivers, all of this will be done by AI. And then these people will truly be cast out of society. And then after that, I don't think capitalism will be able to work anymore. Just because these people, which there's a fucking lot of, will not have any way to make money. And there will have to be something like a universal basic income that can come in and replace these people's jobs. But with the people that are in power now, the people that are running the country and trying to, I don't see that as a step that they are willing to take. I think what will happen is these people will become poorer and poorer and poorer. There will be people living 5 in one house, all trying to throw in on the rent, still not being able to make it. And then this is when catastrophic change will come to America, and there will actually be an uprising of the people. Whenever people can't even just slide by anymore, can't scrape together enough change to be able to buy milk and bread at the grocery store, that is when there will be catastrophic change strung across America. And I don't want to say that I yearn for the day, but I do.